Let's talk about business travel. It can suck. In fact, the only thing that makes it good, at least in my case, is the fact that there's an Arby's right down the road from where I usually stay. Despite that, there are some hardships. Now, if you look at this channel or you've been a viewer, you'll know I'm a big proponent of Samsung DeX. I like to use it whenever I can because I really do think that that's the future. Having one device that can do everything, whether it's a phone, whether it can turn into a desktop, is just, it's going to be the future, my belief. Or maybe an alternate future and an alternate reality. Who knows? There are two things I keep in my toolkit that kind of make this business travel tolerable. One of those things is a NexDock, and we'll get to a review of that in a few weeks. And recently I was sent from ProtoArc, who reached out to the mods of the Samsung DeX subreddit, a travel kit. Now, hopefully using this with the NexDock is going to be the perfect travel solution. So let's unbox this, let's look what's inside, and let's see how this stacks up to what. All right, so let's unbox this bad boy and see what it's all about. I have to say the packaging is very nice. Actually, I don't have to say that, but the packaging is very nice. So we have a business travel embossed on the box. All right, let's see what we have here. Very nice case, which I can appreciate because right now I just throw a portable mouse and keyboard into my bag when I travel, which is not the best. So let's take a look and see what we have here. All right, this is pretty hefty. What do we have up here? So up here we have okay, so this would be the stand, I'm assuming. Probably should look at the manual to see how this works. Okay. We're going to take a look at the manual to see how this works. So we will get back to this. Let's take a look at what I am really here to see. So we've got the travel keyboard. Now this is a nice travel keyboard. Holy cow. We like this. Do we have, all right, it does seem to lay flat. Let's take a look. All right, so the keyboard does lay flat, and honestly, I would have preferred a little bit of a rise to it. But this is very nice in that we do have the numpad, which I'm a big believer in. I do a lot of Excel work, and this really does make it easier. It folds very nicely. I love this, and I'm going to show you why I love this in a second. We did figure out the stand, and it does sit like this, and you lay your laptop on there. And we'll get to that in a moment. All right, now the third piece of the trifecta here is the mouse. Yeah, let's take a look at this. All right, this is pretty basic. This is a mouse. We do have a scroll wheel on it, and I'll show you why I like that in a second. And we can, it looks like, support 2 devices. We do have a wireless dongle, so we have Bluetooth and wireless dongle, so we're really well set here. And here we go. All right, now let's take a look at what I've been using and why this might be better. So the wireless keyboard I had been using when I traveled was this, which as you can see is a lot smaller, and this was driving me nuts, seriously. The space bar, as you can see here, is split with this big panel divide going between the two, not even halves, thirds of the space bar. So it was very hard to type, and some of the keys, as you can see here, V, T, and let's be honest, you use T a lot, were smaller than the other keys, which I understand compromises had to be made for the size, but honestly, it's not a great typing experience, and I tended to not use it. The only saving grace was it did have a trackpad, but not great, not great. And when folded compactly, yes, this is bigger, but the typing experience, I'm hoping, is going to be worth it. I'll report back on that in a week. And here we are with the monitor stand used as it's intended to be used. And it does actually a very nice job of holding up the NexDock. I do have thoughts on the NexDock. I've had this for a few months. I have been using it when I travel, and I'll post a review of that shortly. The keyboard on the NexDock is okay, but obviously this is much, as you can see, much wider than the NexDock. It does have a dedicated T9 pad, which the NexDock does not have. Again, the numpad is great. And I'm going to be honest with you, with the NexDock, it is mandatory to use a mouse. And let's talk about the mouse now. So this is the mouse I've been using when I travel. And unfolded, it's a little bit bigger than the ProtoArc mouse. Folded, it's a lot smaller. Here's the problem with it. It doesn't have a scroll wheel. It has a touch scroll thing. Now, I do gaming when I travel at night, downtime, yes, GeForce Now. It's very hard when you have games with a mouse wheel to use this touch. You tend to zoom in and zoom out at a frantic pace, whereas this, you do have little, you can't really hear it because it's quiet, but there are little indents when you scroll, which gives you much more precise control. Is this going to dethrone this mouse for gaming? Probably, just because it has a scroll wheel. Is this mouse a little more convenient? Yeah, but the ProtoArc is probably going to win just because it has a scroll wheel. Now, one thing this mouse has that the ProtoArc mouse doesn't have, I don't know if you can see this, it has a little laser pointer mode, and there we go, that the cats love. Is that enough of a reason to keep a mouse just because the cats love it? Probably not. This is a much better feeling, more robust mouse. This is the ProtoArc keyboard is obviously a trillion times better than this cheap keyboard. But that's the overview. That's what we got in the unboxing. How's it going to work? We'll talk about it in a week. So there was our unboxing, and as I may have said, or may not have said, but I think I did, we'll report back in a week to let you know how it works, and we'll also report back on the long-term review of the NexDock, which I did purchase myself. The folks at ProtoArc did send me this for free, but the NexDock was purchased with my own money. We'll do a long-term review because I believe I've had the NexDock now for about 3 or 4 months, and we will let you know my thoughts. Until next time, thanks.